So may I suggest to switch in English, because within the roundtable organization, I would like also the people that might have limitation in speaking French to be concerned by the question. So my suggestion is that starting from now, we switch to English. We have around the table, let's say 2/3 of the 9 industrial partners. We have 6 industrial partners that are here present. And for us, the idea is also, with such event like we are organizing this morning, to open to the people that are not from IR Chaire, not within our circle, to better know us. I'm looking at the people that are not from IR Chaire. And the ending of this morning is an open roundtable with the question addressed directly to the members. So I am particularly looking at those of you who are not from the IR Chaire. Do you have any questions to our industrial partner about whatever subject you would like to share with us, or question you would have to ask to our members? And they are here on the table. Why? Yeah. Why? What triggers the collaboration since the beginning? Werner, would you like to answer? And probably others, if you would like to give an answer too.
To me, we have to read 150 packets. When we look inside, we see the limitation for our actual activities or their conflict. And so we have a database of more than 10,000 patents we also have classified. The idea was, how can we use this database, because we have classified them protected already. That was the idea we discussed with Wendy the first time. And then we saw, okay, there are activities that there are already tools developed, go into the backends and to make more progress than now. So that was the first step. 1.5 years ago.
Okay, thank you, Werner. Any other questions?
Yes, if I may, Joan, I'm Yugoslav and founder of Tech Impact. My question is kind of the prolongation of the same one. Is did you find or did you encounter a certain type of organizational problem in your company that you hope to solve with tools provided by them?
Started our activities a year ago. That's the first step we had here the contest at the INSA. That was the first step we did. That was a competition with the students, and we got then 3 questions to solve, and that was they solved it with the tools of already explained here on the papers. And now we are in mechanical problems. We are at the moment dig into and find solutions. That's what Mr. Whistling now in the afternoon will explain, but also only for the chair members, because it's confidential.
Maybe I'll add to that, to the question. And what you ask is rather interesting, because many of our organizations have, let's say, our inbuilt methodologies to handle R&D and innovation. And so with these kind of new tools, we have to be able to integrate these tools in our processes, right? So for them to prosper and to be used by not 2 or 3 or 5 people, it needs to be used by hundreds of our researchers. So how do you make it available, and how do you make it part of our quality management or R&D management and processes? That's tricky. That's because you have to change the way that we're doing our research. If Giraffe and we do it, it's only very, let's say, temporary, because it depends on us. For it to be adopted by everyone, it needs to be part of our methods. And it's not necessarily as trivial as it sounds.
Any other hints or part of answer to the previous 2 questions?
Hello, if I may, this is Sebastian Tria from Forbia Company. One thing's so when we enter was not yet the AI, so was just before. Simply when we start to apply on one case the methodology, we pop up with more than 6 patents, relevant patents. So this is really what convinced us about the benefit of the methodology. And there now, with all what was said, definitely we need AI to be able to generate and continue to generate inventive, because we could not read all of this patent and article on our own. So this was the main reason why at the time.
At a smaller scale, I'm looking at Baccarat also. Yannick maybe also give an answer. You have the large structure who have provided an answer. How about the smaller structure in luxury goods? Is there a difference in what motivates your decision?
Baccarat is quite an old company, very small and old one compared to all the other members, and we need to grow with our customers also, which are beginning younger and younger, of course, and we need to implement more technology in our processes. And our development team are smaller, so we need to go faster, of course, and to go. Yeah, I would say almost directly to the right solution. So that's why I think for us it's quite new. We are the first year here, so we started with we will start in I think in the coming weeks with one subject. So it will be a good exercise to test all the tools, and I think there is a big opportunity to go quicker and to put some patents also. So it's I would say it's we see a lot of opportunities, and especially in our old processes.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Any other suggestion, comment, added comment on what has been said so far? I'm looking at Sartorius also. If you what motivates and especially the difficulties a company can encounter in justifying such relationships.
I think what Chaire is really linked to the high enthusiasm of Denis, who can explain very simply something which is quite difficult. And when I see what you say are prejudices against trees, this is for us a reality, the complexity, etc. So I must admit that each time I talk with you, everything seems so simple that we really see the power of the tool. But for sure, if we want this to become more easy to implement in a company without a strong top bottom, because you have not as you do usually, you did not comment what happened in Asia, where using trees is natural, is a kind of tool every engineer has. It's much complex to have it implemented in our companies because it needs an investment. And to me, contributing to the chair was the first connection of the company. So to me, it was a door opener. And I can say that at least we have now a new guest. So after 3 years, trying to sell internally the approach. So access to the approach, understanding of the approach, and of course connection to the ecosystem, which I like very much. We have no competition between our companies, which really is a plus because it can really open discussions, transparent discussion around the same, I would say, same concern or same reflection, but with different applications. So, and everything connected to connection is also connected to collaboration, trying to find some similarities, trying to see how to implement something that exists somewhere else. So for me, it was really to ease the access to the methodology, which I think is powerful and which I think can support the innovation and the R&D to have no compromise. I think this is key. Everybody in R&D is doing compromise, and I like this idea of let's solve contradiction and avoid compromise as much as possible. But also for the network and the ecosystem it creates.
Okay. Thank you, Magali. Other questions, Stéphane?
Quite sure when you start from the operation, you are adding value that are expected. Sometimes when you start a new collaboration, you are also unexpected added value. The case that is the curious to know which one.
So it's up to them to answer, or whoever would like to take the lead and comment. Unexpected benefits.
Sometimes.
You learn trees without trainings because you're learning by doing.
Yes, and also, and you touched on it. I was thinking about training. Because we had to explain to our colleagues the use of these tools, we have to also formulate the trainings which are adapted internally, right? So trees is taught at different levels, but maybe we need to adapt it to our level. So the unexpected, let's say, advantage of that, we created our own trees training, let's say, package of sorts, so that we can explain to our guys what is trees and how to use the tools that are available. So it's kind of connected to what you're saying.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Maybe I can answer on this one, just coming.
Yeah.
An experience we made, a study we made with EDF. It was with a researcher participating to a study. And at the end, he said, now I am using the contradictions to help me write my scientific papers, to state the problem in the background problem, just in his his day-to-day work basis. And then, so to me, it's kind of an example of unexpected benefits of promoting the method.
Okay. Any other points, questions to or a comment? Yes.
One more comment. I think what is also super interesting, and I say it because I know this is an issue for industry as well, is that when you contribute to a chair, 50% is taken by the state with a tax credit, which is also a way to push your management to take a risk, because this risk is limited and is also supported by the state.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Okay. Other questions or comment? Okay, so I believe we are about 15 minutes late, but I would like to thank you all for having been carefully listen to the introductions, the current work and we have within the chair. We have now also an important moment, which is the lunch break for between now and 2:30. In the afternoon, remember, we have the board member meetings of the chair members. So we will meet with the chair members in the same room. And for the others, you know that tomorrow we have, for those who are leaving now or after lunch, we have an event, two-side event tomorrow, really directly at INSA Strasbourg. And for most of you know where INSA Strasbourg is. So we will have a workshop organized by ArcelorMittal on creativity tools, which will be in a room at INSA. And we will have also this meeting of more research oriented, where I have asked several of my European colleagues to come over with us and explain what they are doing in trees plus AI in their own school and university, in order to try to create a research community around this topic of trees plus AI. So thank you all, and lunch is at the same place as we were on the coffee break this morning. And now you say something.
Wanted before to end the meeting, maybe to say 2 words regarding how you can become a member of the chair.
Okay, that's a good question. That's a good question.
Not already member of the
Yeah,
chair, so
and we will have a new member that will introduce himself at the beginning of the afternoon. But in fact, it's all a matter about funding. We cannot perform research without funding, and we do need funding. So the first possibility of funding we have is to use the foundation, which is proposing a flat rate, let's say, to uniformize the entrance within the chair participants of 20,000 euro of donation a year for those who are using the means of mécénat with donation. That's something that is very used in the United States, not so much in Europe and in France particularly, but it starts to be advantageous from tax viewpoint. And we use this means as one of the means to enter in a chair. The second mean is to use Crédit Impôt Recherche, which is much more in link with SAT Connectus, for those of you who knows SAT Connectus. And any activities that is funding research of our group is also a means for cooperation with us with whatever contract we have, either with foundation, either with SAT. So for instance, for one of the partners who is funding a PhD, for us, we consider him as a funder of the chair because he's funding one of our research activity. And the second one is simply would like to benefit from the output of the chair, not especially funding a PhD. And then the means of the foundation and the 20,000 euro a year is sufficient. So we have two means: Crédit Impôt Recherche, SAT, foundation, mécénat.
And we will say also that we can personalize also the collaboration. So we have this main possibility of collaborations, but we also adapt to your project. And this is what is important for us. You can start with that, or we can start with other collaborations, for example, with just one PhD, for example, and then we can provide to go together for other type of collaboration and become a member of the chair. But you can come and ask us. We are going to find a solution.
Okay, thank you all. Meet at lunch downstairs.